Yo, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Bootios Boy Wrestling fan interview. Today, I'm joined by my very special guest, live from Tokyo, Masha Slamovich. How are you doing today?
Hi, I am doing pretty well. I just finished my late night workout. How are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I just woke up half an hour ago. So, for
Right, I
anyone
forgot
that,
the time difference, and you're just getting up when I'm going to bed soon.
yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a 14-hour difference. She's in tomorrow actually, and I'm a day behind. So, well, actually, let me ask you this: so, what's it like being in the future right now? Like, since I'm a day behind and you're in the future.
It sucks. Don't come here.
So, how long have you been in Tokyo?
Well, I've been here since January 24th of this year, so a little over 10 months, I believe.
And when do you plan to come back to the U.S.?
Right now, I have zero plans of going back to the US, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, wow. Um, what made you go to Tokyo?
So I believe it was August of 2019, I heard that there was a tryout for Marvelous happening in Long Island, New York. So I figured, shoot my shot and try out for Marvelous. And then in November, I found out that I was accepted to come to Marvelous. And a little while of paperwork and trips to the embassy later, I was on a plane to come here to wrestle for what was originally to be 3 months, but clearly it's been a bit longer than that now.
Now, as you can probably see, I'm wearing your one of your tag team partners, Delmi Exo's shirt. Um, she told me on her interview back in October that in Japan, they do a thing called TikTok Hour. Where are your TikToks at right now? Do you even have a TikTok?
I do not have a TikTok. I am not gifted in the realm of acting, and I'm a little bit quite serious for TikTok. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll join on the fad when it's too late. But for now, I'm just on Instagram most of the time or on Twitter.
Now, what is because of like it's different time zones, and obviously when the sun's coming up here, it's going down there. What is your daily schedule like in Tokyo?
Well, the schedule here in Marvelous has changed maybe like 4 times, but usually on like a normal day when there's like no shows or anything like that, if we're talking about a regular training day, I'll wake up around, and mind you, this is because the schedule has changed. I have like had my old schedule put into articles, and it's been a little bit different, but this is my current schedule. So I wake up around 9 a.m. I go running for 30 minutes, then I walk my lovely dog, shower, make breakfast, probably study a couple of matches until I end up going to in-ring training at like 1 o'clock, finishing around at, I don't know, 4 or something like that. Then I'll have a snack, study more matches. Then usually at like 8 o'clock we do YouTube Live or some other kind of activity, and then at like 10:30 I'll start working out and then go to bed around like 2 a.m. and do it all over again the next day.
Wow. What is your what a lot of people I don't know what quarantine is like there. I assume there's no quarantine because you're wrestling. Um, what is your workouts like to stay in ring shape for wrestling while you're there?
Well, thank God that in our dojo, which is literally 5 feet outside of my front door, we have pretty much what I would say is like a fully equipped gym. So I've just been, doing like powerlifting and doing CrossFit, all types of stuff. And then obviously our ring is in the dojo as well. So I've been doing that. So thankfully, even when we were kind of like not wrestling and on hold here in the springtime, I was still able to fully continue my training and continue to work out, go running in the park, which is again fucking 50 feet outside my door. So
Now, one of your matches that you had at Limitless Wrestling, the event was called Fresh Blood. You were in a six-way women's match. Only one person in that match dressed up because it was Halloween time. How come you didn't dress up for that match?
Honestly, when was this? This was a lot 2019. I remember that I didn't get a costume that year because on Halloween I was actually gonna go wrestle in Puerto Rico, which I did do. So I had failed at acquiring a costume that year. And well, no, actually, I did have a costume this year. So I guess last year was my only failure costume wise.
So how long have you been wrestling for?
I actually just celebrated my 6 year anniversary last weekend. So 6 years now.
Wow. Where did you start training?
I started training in Brooklyn, New York with Johnny Rods at the World of Unpredictable Wrestling back on November 22nd of 2014.
Um, I know this is a basic question, but like it's you kind of gotta ask it in most interviews. What got you into wrestling?
I love answering this question because I answer it in like every interview. But I was like a really, really young kid. I'm talking like 3 years old or like 4 years old when I discovered wrestling. And like all the kids around me at that age, everybody was like, oh, I want to be like a firefighter or a doctor or a policeman. I don't know. And I could just like, I could never relate, you know? I was like, where on earth did they get this idea that they have like a passion for this? Because I just never could relate to that. And I felt like I was behind. I felt like, I was doing something wrong. And then one day I turned on the TV and I saw wrestling, and within 10 minutes I was just captivated by it. And I just told my mother like, hey, I'm going to do this when I'm older. And she was like, yeah, yeah, whatever, you'll grow out of it. But clearly I didn't. So I've just had that passion since the moment I saw it. I just felt like a peace in me, or like a kind of knowing. I was like, this is my path and I don't have to worry about like looking for something in my life because this is it.
Now, one thing about your wrestling career, your main hair color is like reddish orange, and I've noticed that you've dyed your hair a lot this past year. What's up with that? You like dyeing your hair or something?
Actually, I started my career with black hair, and
Oh,
then and then I don't know, because I've dyed my hair like throughout my life and throughout my career so many freaking times. Like actually, when I like came back in the end of 2018, it was like black with white streaks in it, and then I dyed it fully red. And then in the beginning of the year, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna put a pink streak into it. Like literally on the way to the salon, I was like, dude, I don't know why, but I'm just gonna do this shit for no reason. And then I turned it blonde, and then I turned it blonde again, and then like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna put a different color into it, and my gut just told me, hey, do purple for no reason whatsoever. And I guess it was the right call. So honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I literally just do whatever the fuck I want.
it's a good thing I told you that you could swear on this because you just let it out. Now,
Yeah, yeah. If there was a swear jar, somebody would be very rich.
now, what is one of your favorite things to do in Tokyo?
Oh, I love to go out and eat, honestly, man. The food in Tokyo, or just like in Japan in general, is mind blowing. Like, I would never have gone out in New York and said, I want to try sushi because I've never had it before. And then I think in February, one of our sponsors was like, hey, want to get sushi? I'm like, yo, fuck it. Let's do it. And then I just started trying different things. I was eating sea urchin. I ate crab brains. I ate like squid and all types, and like oysters and shrimp. I mean, everything's delicious here. The ramen, shabu shabu, and yakiniku is my favorite. I mean, I don't think there's anything here I don't like, except natto is like fermented beans. Yeah, I can't get with that. That ain't my thing.
Now, what have you accomplished in Tokyo compared to what you have accomplished in the U.S.?
Well, during my entire career, I've spent a relatively short amount of time in the United States simply because I up until like the middle or end of 2019, I didn't start getting more and more opportunities on big shows. So I was going elsewhere in the world to make a name for myself and make money. I spent a great deal amount of time in Canada. I wrestled in my hometown of Moscow, Russia, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Again, I had my first tour in Japan in 2016, and now I'm back here. So I just feel like being in Japan, I get a lot more opportunity and a lot more of my hard work and my dedication and my passion is paying off because it's just more seen and people are more receptive to it. I feel like, especially because I started my career here, that I was very familiar with this and I'm very comfortable wrestling here. Whereas in the States, it was a bit more difficult. I don't know what the word exactly is here to get into the swing of things. But, whenever I do come back to the States, I definitely look forward to showing everybody exactly what they're missing out on, to be quite honest with you.
Are you gonna have like a revenge tour when you come back, whenever that is?
Well, I'm going to wait until the pandemic is over and continue to do my work here. And whenever the time is right, I'm going to line up a bunch of shows, and everybody who's going to be wrestling me better start praying to Jesus before I come back.
Now, before we started recording, you cracked open a cold one. Can you tell the people at home that are wondering what you are drinking, what it is?
So if you've ever followed a Japanese wrestler on Instagram or watched anything or any kind of wrestling in Japan, this here is a lovely strong zero. This is apparently a new lemon flavor. It's like the best one I've tried. It's delicious. And the part that's called, oh shit. No, this is still a strong zero. I had to make sure. There's a difference. There's strong, which has like all the carbs in it and all the sugars, and then there's strong zero, which only has 54 calories in it. So this is like a White Claw on crack.
Nice. I have had people smoke on my show before. Never drink, but it's okay. I like to have fun on these shows.
Smoke on a show but never drink. All right.
You're,
Usually it's the other way around. I'm in Japan, so I can't light up a joint in here. It's very illegal. And we don't do drugs in Japan.
Yeah. So congratulations, you're the first one to drink on my show. So.
I'm Russian, so I had to, it's the Russian accomplishment.
Now, one thing that I want to talk about is you cheated in the fresh blood match against Jody Threat, if I'm correct, because that's what I saw when I watched the match just now. Why'd you cheat?
Why did I cheat? Because you gotta work smart and not hard. If I see an opportunity to win, I'm gonna take it. Why do I have to pummel you into the ground? I mean, sure, I enjoy doing that, but sometimes, I'm just gonna get the win and I'm gonna have a good laugh about it. And you can go home and cry. It's fine.
Wow, you're really like a person that doesn't give a fuck.
That's what I know whatsoever. I don't even know what a fuck is.
Wow. It's part of me, if I see like really tired, I'm not used to being up this early. So I'll definitely know not to do international interviews anymore because of the time zone difference. Let's see.
I think you need a sponsor too.
When I turn 21, which is in 5 years, just send one my way. I'll give you my address. Just send it. If it gets through TSA.
Wonderful. I'll send it to you in 5 years. I'll keep one in my luggage bag.
So besides eating and besides working out and besides drinking, what was it like when you first got there before the pandemic happened?
Well, funny enough that you're wearing Delmi's shirt. I actually got here and me and Delmi were here together for the first 2 months. yeah, like she left right before the pandemic, went AWOL and destroyed everything here. So pretty much we were just training, doing shows, and me and Delmy were going out and exploring Tokyo. You know, we went to the Sky Tree, we went out with sponsors to eat, and hung out with Layla Hirsch, who was here with Stardom at the time. Yeah, we went out in Funabashi. We would just, go out and explore and have a great time. Really, do a lot of deadlifts.
Now, I like to ask people's thoughts on other people that they're close with. What are your thoughts on Delmy XO? Since I'm wearing her shirt and you just talked about her.
I love them. Right. It's unfortunate that she had to go back when she did because right when she left, we got like a whole new weight set, and it's been a great time here. And I wish that she could come back over, but unfortunately, most. But I miss Delmy, and I look forward to Bad Company and the Sea Stars whooping ass whenever we get in a ring together.
Now, it's funny because she started the TikToks in Tokyo along with you, and when I think the first TikTok was, I think it was a dance, and you didn't like dancing. Why is that? Why didn't you want to dance? Everyone loves to dance.
Because I'm an atrocious dancer. I and you can ask anybody in the dojo this because I get made fun of like once a week about this. I am tone deaf as hell. Like me hearing music and like responding to it doesn't work. I am very poor with that. So my dancing skills clearly don't get along when I can't hear the goddamn music or like something. So we did do a couple of TikToks, and I don't even remember how those went. So I hope you enjoyed them because you probably had fun.
Now, if you ever want, I can teach you how to dance. I have the dance moves of a male stripper, even though I'm 16. So.
That someone get me a stripper pole. This is about to be my new adventure during quarantine.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some videos on whatever I messaged you on. I forget. So, um, now you have a Patreon. Can you tell for some people that would like to purchase your Patreon, what type of stuff do you post on there? Promote it.
Oh man, I hope I can remember my own damn tears. So I do have a $2 tier, which is just you sending me money for coffee because you love me so much and you don't want to see any of my content. You're just like, I'm gonna give you money and not look at any of your shit. And we thank you for that because we accept any and all kind of money. Um, the $5 tier has a little bit more going on. It has me like some daily writings about stuff that I don't put on social media. I put my music playlists out, which are pretty great and pretty random. I put pictures of this lovely creature and all the other 15 or so creatures that live in this dojo. Oh, and I also put some Russian remedies that you might not know about that will save you from corona and from like the flu and stuff like that. Maybe hives. The $10 tier, I believe, has all of what I mentioned, and then I put more like exclusive pictures. I think I follow you back on like Twitter and Instagram. The $15 tier includes all of that, and then it's like discounts on my merch. And also, if you are from not out in Japan, you will have access to purchasing Marvelous merchandise because I don't think the Marvelous website sells it internationally, or it's like very hard to get. So if you want to get that, you can get that through me, and I'll like make the process way easier because I'll just ship it to you. You give me the money. It's great. The $25 tier has all of my workouts. I will include like the full breakdown of all the workouts that I do, recipes for cooking, nutritional help, all that good stuff. Then the $50 tier is all of the previous, and then there's like I'll send you free 8x10s. I will show you once a month cool like wrestling and MMA techniques. I'll give you an instructional video, and the grand finale, the $100 tier, has a video call with me, has like full photo shoots once a month, has two free 8x10s or like an 8x10 and a pin, two pieces of merchandise, exclusive access to like gear and like bikinis, hats, I don't know, whatever I'm auctioning off, you get first dibs on that. discounts on my merch, discounts on Marvelous merch. You pretty much get like everything on there.
Wow, that's a lot of tears, and that's a lot of money too.
Well, sign up, and it's a good time on there because I put like all of my shit posting, and there's pictures of me doing all kinds of other stuff that you won't see on Instagram or anywhere else.
So you kind of remind me of like Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. Like, you know how he cared about money a lot.
That's the first time I've got that.
Yeah, maybe you can make merch of like you like looking like Mr. Krabs or something, or like have yourself like posing like him with like the claws. I don't know. Just a thought.
It's me. I miss.
Now, so it's funny because DelmiXO just made a Patreon. So, in your opinion, who has the better Patreon right now?
I have not seen her Patreon, so I can get back to you on that when I take a look at it, because it would be unfair of me to judge. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Just say you. Put yourself over. I doubt that she'll watch this. So
I'll just put myself over. It's me. I have the better Patreon. Join my Patreon.
now, so I'm trying to think. Sorry, like I feel bad because I ran out of questions, but you're nice to talk to. I will say that, and you're kind of tipsy, I think. So,
No, this is actually just my personality in real life. You don't want to see me tipsy.
See, like I do this a lot during my interviews when I run out of questions, and I feel bad because I'll say like the time limit thing, and then I just run out of questions. All right, we'll talk about your dog behind you.
He's just pushing me in the background here.
What kind of dog is that?
This is an Akita. It's a Japanese breed. I think it's from like Hokkaido or somewhere in the north. I forget exactly where it's from. Or maybe, hold on, what am I talking about? It's from the Akita region of Japan, which is why it's called an Akita. Duh. And these were apparently dogs that were bred, and they were like exclusive to like emperors' palaces and like really rich people. And then they just became like everybody else's dogs later on.
Now, did you bring that dog from the U.S. or did Marvelous give you that dog?
No, Marvelous. We basically started off with like a couple of dogs, and they bred, and then there were dogs that were also adopted. So he's one of the ones that was adopted, and now we have like 16 dogs here. So
What's its name?
his name is Haruma, which means spring horse.
Wow, interesting. That's not a common name in the States, but obviously the culture is different. So,
he's a boy who sleeps in my bed and fucking kicks me out of my bed and just thinks he runs shit in here now.
well, I assume he just tears your whole house up when you're gone. So when you're not at the dojo.
Well, I don't let him stay in my room because he might piss all over my bed, and I'm not about to deal with that shit. So we'll just leave him in the hallway, and he just kind of sits there and sleeps. And sometimes I forget where he is, and I'm like, oh shit, where is he? And then he's just sleeping upstairs. I'm like, thank God.
Now, is there anything that you'd like to ask me on this interview?
Well, I haven't seen, and I'm sorry about this, any of your interviews before. So, what made you start? What made you start this YouTube channel? You're quite young, and you run a bit of a good interview. You know what I mean? And you sound older than your age, so these are good things. Tell me
Thanks.
what brought you into the world of interviews.
Well, actually, it's funny because my YouTube channel used to just be like wrestling figures, like I'm John Cena, I'm Randy Orton, and like I would just fight with them, like that. And then my sound quality sucked on one of my unboxing videos. So for my birthday, my mom got me a microphone, like the little lapel mic that you like can put on your shirt. And I reached out to a wrestler that I've talked to in person, online, and I just said, hey, you mind doing an interview? I've never done it before. It might be fun. Just like I wanted to do something else in the wrestling world, in the wrestling business, like kind of like give back, because a lot of people put up with my nonsense at shows. I'm a loud one, so something like that. That was me trying to be sincere. Um, but I wasn't like a bad person. Um, so I just did one interview, and then I reached out to another person, and I did that one, and then they just kept going and going and going, and then up until March, I had nothing planned. COVID hit. Um, Pretty much my whole entire interview schedule that I had of upcoming shows just got canceled. And then I met a guy named Don Kincaid who does interviews like this, and he taught me how to do Skype interviews. And I just keep going and going. They're fun. They're fun to get to know the person that I'm interviewing more. So, yeah.
I like that. That's really dope. And I really do hope you keep going because this is great. Like you said, this is fun. We're having a good time having a chat, and
Mhm.
I would like to see you build up your like resume of interviews or however you want to put that, and like snowball it into like being a well-known interviewer or podcaster or like whatever you call these things.
Yeah. I'll send you the link. You obviously will see the link anyway when I tag you when this is uploaded. But yeah, I have a whole list of interviews, and they're really dope and they're really entertaining. Um, None of them have me dancing, so unfortunately, that's more like a private lesson, strip male dancing. But yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to promote on this interview, even though you already went over your Patreon?
Yeah, whatever my whole Patreon. But I think there's still a sale going on, or it might have just ended for my pro wrestling tees. I have t-shirts out. I actually have a t-shirt of me and my dog put together. It's like the dog wearing my gear. Pretty cool. So there's shirts that you can support on there. And I think that's it. I mean, I have like Twitter and Instagram where you can interact with me at Masha Slamovich. And then I have my Patreon and my pro wrestling tees. And that's about it for my social media. I'm not that social.
That's why it's called social media. Well, Masha, I thank you for your time today. Well, this morning for me, your nighttime right now. I thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next interview. Thank you. My giant fingers can't press the stop button.